So, hi Woody. What is? How you feeling today on 316 Day?
I mean, it's a great day. It's a holiday. This is a wrestling holiday. It's soon that it's going to be national, but we're not quite there yet.
So, what is your role with SVW, and like, what's SVW all about?
SVW, Suplex Vintage Wrestling. We kind of specialize in everything vintage, but we're not just vintage, we're still sticking with the current as well. My role here is I'm one of the managers. I kind of specialize on the web side of things as well, a little more of the technical side. But we're just here trying to bring wrestling to Philadelphia, trying to bring up the whole community that is wrestling. Awesome.
Would you agree that Philadelphia is one of the marquee wrestling cities, not only in North America, but on the planet?
Oh, yes, it's got to be top 3 if it's not 1. We're the home of hardcore. This city, whether it knows it or not, the heartbeat is wrestling, and it has been for a long time. And every time you open that up a little bit and you peel back a little bit and give a little bit of wrestling, you see everyone come out, because it's here, it's underneath the skin, and it always has been.
Awesome. Tell me about like the story of how this came to be and what it is now, and where you want to go.
Yeah, I mean, well, Suplex as a brand has been around for a decade.
Okay.
We have a very successful sneaker store over on 10th Street. But even 10 years ago, when it was a shoe store, the name was Suplex for a reason, because it's always been about wrestling for us. So we had an amazing vintage clothing store here, and we sold just some of the best pieces you can have. We won the award for best vintage clothing in the city in 2021. And even after that, we still looked at what we have, and we're looking around, we're seeing there's so much wrestling stuff, and we've always been a wrestling store at heart, but we actually had their product. So we made that change about 4 months ago, built out the whole thing, painted everything black, put the barbed wire, the chain link fence, and decided that we're actually going to be a full wrestling store. Once that change happened, it opened everything up for us. You know, we have so many ideas about what we want to do in the future, but we're also not set in stone. The whole situation is very fluid. Like, do we want to, join with GCW or CZW, H2O, one of these amazing independent wrestling companies that work around here that come through the city? Do we want to be a part of that? Do we want to have our own? Do we want to just be the best at selling wrestling? Do we want to? At the end of the day, we just want to be the place. We want to be the place for, if you love wrestling, if you know wrestling, if you need more information on wrestling, if you have a strong opinion about a wrestler and need it off your chest, we want to be that place for you. If you want to buy some stuff while you're here, that's cool too. We're not mad at that. Ultimately, we are everything wrestling, and where we go is really going to be up to what the city needs from us.
That's awesome, man. I came in to see the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, and I'm going to be honest, like, I never seen anything like that. Like, it was just a bunch of wrestling fans that were strangers, but it didn't matter, because it's kind of like a community being a wrestling fan, and I feel like, what y'all are doing is like really highlighting that and everything, and it's a beautiful thing. In terms of some of the vintage materials at this space, what's like some of the coolest things you think people who would want to visit as Suplex Wrestling would like, Suplex Vintage Wrestling? What do you think some of the coolest features of the shop?
Well, real quick to touch on what you were talking about, the pay-per-views. We definitely want to have these big watch parties for all the pay-per-views, because one of the best moments as a wrestling fan is when you were a kid and you go over to your friend's house and you're filming the pay-per-view, and there'd be like 6 of you and you all watching, you're rooting, you're cheering.
Yep.
And you kind of lose that as you grow up. You don't get that ability to have the same people, to have this mass feel, unless you're actually at the show. But obviously can't be at every single show. So that's the reason we definitely wanted to have these watch parties where we can get together and have the chance and have the cheers and really do it big again. And that's for the vintage stuff here. I mean, we got some absolute bangers.
Y'all some crazy stuff.
Kind of out of control. Oh.
What's today?
My bad, but this is how a suplex thing goes. Come buy our merch. It's really fucking cool. My bad.
All day, Al. Love it. Yeah.
SV Dub. Yeah.
Today is 3/16 day. What's some of the festivities that have gone on throughout the day, and what are some of the are there any other ideas for other wrestling holidays that this shop is gonna partake in and everything like that?
Well, yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, it's 3/16, Stone Cold Day.
What?
March 16th. We're trying to. This is going to be an annual thing. This is our inaugural run. We did a limited edition T-shirt and hat. Just about sold out. I think we got like one T-shirt left. We did a few custom hoodies just for the staff. But it's something we're going to be running back every year. And then we've also been giving out free beer all day long. That's a must-have.
And what kind of beer?
We had Steve Weiser's, we had the Broken Skull.
Nice.
It wasn't a shoot, I promise you.
Besides that, we've been playing some of his best of matches on the thing. We've had some of his movies, best of movies, which is a tough one to say, but he's been in movies. So.
What's your pause for a moment? What's your favorite movie that Stone Cold's been featured in?
Help me out. Heck, what's the name of the one we were talking about?
Condemned.
Condemned. Thank you.
Yes.
So my favorite one would be Condemned, which is basically prisoners meet Battle Royale. Which is a
good movie,
amazing classic.
Yup, Battle Royale is a classic.
Yeah, so you can get like.
That was his first.
Somebody in like WWE.
His first starring.
Like his
movie. Yeah.
Tap him out.
It was one of them for sure, definitely.
Yeah, and I mean it also has Bullet Tooth Tony, so
I think he might have done Longest Yard right before.
Yeah, he did that
but
too.
He's not starring.
He's not
in that.
starring. I think
He was a
star-wise,
co-star. That was more of an Adam
And I
Sandler
mean, yo,
movie, but I got you.
Do you
Yeah.
really want to like portray Stone Cold in The Longest Yard? Was it the PC?
We weren't putting him on. We
Kevin
weren't putting him on.
Nash.
Yeah, but Kevin
It was very gray area for Stone Cold. Love him to death, bro. You walk that line.
You have to tell me I got a Funko of Shredder signed by Kevin Nash.
I was like, Kevin Nash is Super Trooper Shredder, so he's
Underrated role. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Secret of the Ooze, classic.
Yeah, and also, I mean, also the Russian and the Punisher. Two amazing roles for wrestling. I know, man. Yeah. No, I mean, okay, so we have this WrestleMania 14 crew shirt. That is really like it's such a piece that we'll probably never sell it because it's going to be priced way too much. But we get to hang it on the wall and we get to look at it every day. We have the Razor Ramon all over print. We have the Dude Love tie-dye shirt. Three Faces of Foley shirt. We have the Stone Cold. Our Stone Cold merch is ridiculous. You want to talk about like merch? That dude was running merch for like 5 solid years, and no one did it like him.
You guys have a Starcade crew shirt, and that was the most impressive thing I've ever seen.
And the crew shirts kind of go a big deal, and all like the PLE pay-per-view shirts that we have. But one thing we definitely have is we have probably one of the better selections of GCW shirts that you can find.
Hell yeah!
And of course, we have to, being that the 2300 Arena is I think 6-minute drive from here.
Right.
You're good.
You're good, man. You're good.
And not to mention like the selection you see in this back room, which is not for sale. This is our personal collection that we just like to, the whole thing in this back room is this is our big flex. It's like, look at all this cool shit we have.
It's crazy. It's awesome.
But yeah, I mean, I want to put my finger on one piece, but it's just kind of it's more of an ambiance thing. When you come in, you can have it all around and surrounded by it.
Right. Okay, cool. So, Woody, when it comes to it's March and it's the road to WrestleMania. It's obviously 3/16 day.
Yeah.
What plans does the shop have for WrestleMania coming up?
We're definitely doing a watch party Sunday, April 2nd. We're gonna have people in here. We know that's the big one. That's where the day we're gonna see Cody finally take down that heel Roman that we're all sick of. I got a lot of hot takes, but we'll save them for later.
Oh, nice! Got to get you on the show for that one. I want you on Crew Talk for that. We love the hot takes on Crew Talk. So Oh, please,
They
yes.
hate me for my hot takes.
Bring it. Love it.
Yeah,
We love it.
and the thing about my opinions is they're 100% correct. So that's the rough part here.
Nice.
But no, WrestleMania is a huge day. But we're thinking about this year maybe doing something a little more. What's the word? Not as big. We're kind of doing a little more exclusive. So we're kind of doing like an RCP list, or something really special for that thing. Really get the people in here. Because that day you could go see it anywhere. It's going to be a lot of stuff going on. You know, the Elimination Chamber. There's not a lot of places. There's not a lot of places you could watch the Elimination Chamber in a group. But WrestleMania is, well, you know, a lot of people having their own parties and things like that. So we don't got to go as big for that one.
Right.
Obviously, nothing's there is going to pale in comparison as to what's going to happen next year. You know, XL is coming through Philly, and we're going to go big for that.
Yep.
Really, we're
main event.
We're currently on the road to WrestleMania next year. That's really where we're happening. Everything we're doing right now is building to that. But I mean, as much as I want to have, I'm gonna push the store, and I want to talk about the retail and what we're gonna sell. And we have an amazing T-shirt coming out for WrestleMania, the exclusive thing for that with our own custom belt on the back.
Woo.
At the end of the day, I'm a mark, and I'm so excited just to watch it. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'll tell you this: my anniversary is WrestleMania.
Stop it.
It's not April 2nd or 1st. It's WrestleMania.
What?
It's whatever weekend WrestleMania falls on.
Oh, that's sick. That's sick.
Me and my wife are married at WrestleMania, and we just celebrated that weekend.
That's the best. That's pretty sick.
Yeah,
that's pretty sick.
So I get to double dip on that. I get to have WrestleMania and my anniversary. You know, it's a huge day for me, and I couldn't be happier that I get to celebrate it with SVW and all our fans.
That's amazing. So I guess like another question I have is, how would you explain SVW to a super casual fan, to someone who someone who really doesn't have the lens to pro wrestling but is intrigued by this shop? How would you explain that to them?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I get people walking here every day who are just like, oh yeah, I remember that from when I was a kid.
Yep.
And that's the beautiful thing with wrestling. The Attitude Era was so huge and over-encompassing of everyone's life that somehow, some way, you have a connection to it. Your uncle, your cousin, your dad, your mom, someone was big into it and took you to a match or showed you a pay-per-view, and you have this amazing memory. And when you come into this shop, it triggers that. You have a nostalgia that is just undeniable. And we are fine with that. Like, you can be a hardcore Indies fan and tell me about all the crazy stuff that you saw at a Tournament of Death. Or you can tell me about this one match that you remember from 1997. And either way, I'm 100% in on talking about it.
That's awesome.
We're here for the hardcore and the casual.
Love
because
it.
Wrestling is for everyone.
Yep, exactly. Quick round robin. Who's your favorite pro wrestler of all time?
That's a tough one. I'll have two answers for you here. I'm going to have one that's a true hard answer, but if you want to cut that, I totally understand, because that's Chris Benoit.
Okay, Voldemort, I get it.
He's been...
Best technical wrestler of all time is what it is.
Exactly.
I get it.
Just in-ring, who's who I grew up on, and that dude made me love wrestling.
Okay.
And no one's more heartbroken about the whole situation than I am. But I can't take.
He was a
away
genius in the ring,
100%.
man. It is. I get it. Two things can exist.
Besides that,
for
for someone who I truly enjoy for everything he did and still is doing, and just like it's Mick Foley.
Oh, great.
I mean, between like the three faces of Foley, to me, they're just, the dude did it all, and he's done everything from be a fun side character to a hardcore legend to main eventer to champion to tag team champion. It's just like the guy had an amazing career and just is amazing life.
Yep.
So if you're gonna look up anyone, that's really one of them.
Awesome. Who, in your opinion, because everyone likes to do GOAT debates these days, who's your GOAT?
Who is my GOAT?
And actually, I'll go one further. I like to do what Seth Rollins mentioned to do, and this was very tough for me to actually. He said he likes to if you saw the interview that he said he likes to separate it between the stars, the drawing people, and the performers, and the in-ring talent, the performers. So he splits it off between two different tiers with that. So star, who's your GOAT star performer? Who's your GOAT star drawing ability entity? And who's your like GOAT in-ring talent performer? If that makes sense.
Okay, no, that actually does help.
Okay.
So my star drawing ability, I'm gonna have to go with Taker.
Okay.
Because as much as Stone Cold was amazing, the run was so small.
So you value longevity.
Longevity.
Oh, I can't wait for. Oh, I got to get you on our show.
Taker was putting butts in seats for 20 plus years.
Okay.
You know, he could headline a match, and it was believable that he was going to go over. It's not like being forced down your throat like Roman Reigns. He was
Hot
actually
take.
believable as the biggest and baddest. The merch and the
30 years, man.
persona,
30 years
the way
of
that he he held kayfabe for so long and did not like ever break was amazing.
Awesome.
As for a performer, I think what he did in his time and what he would have done had his life been longer would be Eddie Guerrero.
Oh, nice. Nice. That's a great pick.
You saw his style change from when he was young to as he was getting older. He was maturing as a performer, and what he could have done, I think, would have been similar to what Jericho's doing now, but even better.
Awesome. Beautiful answer. And finally, and thank you once again for doing this. What else does SVW have coming up? And let everybody know like what's coming up and what they can look forward to in the coming months, coming weeks, coming months.
First of all, you don't ever have to say thank you to ask me to talk wrestling. This is literally what I want to do. So I'm like happy. Like, the more questions about wrestling is the better. As for, I don't know when this is coming out, but tomorrow we have an event. Saturday we have an event. I think this will probably won't be out before then. But Icons of Wrestling is going to be awesome. We're having
awesome
for that. We'll probably be doing something for 420.
Nice. Yup, RVD.
Yeah.
Are y'all trying to? I don't want to spoil anything, but are y'all trying to pull some strings and maybe if he's around? I mean, you never know.
Listen,
you got some people coming in tomorrow, so
that's probably not in the books for this year.
Right.
That's we got to get a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure his dance card is pretty full.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
It's not a secret. It's going to be a busy day for him.
Yeah.
After that, you took every single pay-per-view. We're going to have a watch party here. You got Backlash coming up.
Mm-hmm.
After that, you got SummerSlam, all these Money in the Bank, everything. We're going to have them all. They're going to go big here.
That's awesome.
That's a big thing for us. But we, like I said, kind of right now, our future is very fluid. So we're thinking about doing the AEW watch parties.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to get some feedback.
For sure.
See if is that something everyone wants? Or can we get 40 people in here watching AEW and see MJF just completely run the world?
Mm-hmm.
This is his show.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of playing parts in it.
Right.
But at the end of the day, we're gonna be here.
Awesome.
We're gonna be here. We're gonna have wrestling on. We're playing video games, talking wrestling, and selling some shirts.
Awesome, man. I love it. Once again, appreciate the time, and we'll talk more soon. Have a good one.